Since we have gotten to Command Center 30, there has been some major changes that I have done with my account. Now, as you guys know, it's been about a year-long grind playing Infinite Galaxy. Today, I'm going to tell you guys some of the things that I have done because I've made some major changes onto my crew, my core module, and my captain. So these are some of the things that we are going to talk about in this video. So if you guys love Infinite Galaxy, tune in. If you have not subscribed yet, consider subscribing and turn your notification on. If you find this video to be helpful, press that like button. It does help out the channel's analytics. Now, I'm going to tell you guys, I am no expert in Infinite Galaxy. I am a fan and I love this game, and I'm trying to do my best here to keep on improving, and I want to share to you what I have been doing, and maybe it could help you with a good roadmap to how you can be successful in Infinite Galaxy. Now, the first thing that we're going to look at here is going to be my core module. As you guys know, I have been grinding into my core module. Speaking of like weekly packages, I've been purchasing the weekly core module package because, one of my concepts in the very beginning of this game is that, if I just rely on the alliance, I can pretty much max it out eventually, which is true, but it takes forever to do that. So your alliance in your day-to-day collection, you're going to get some core module XP. But it takes so long to really accumulate a lot and to get into the higher level. So as you guys know right now, this is my main account, right? In my alt accounts that are farms, they are mainly focused on development. But since this is a main and combat account, you can now see what I am doing. So since I am a destroyer main focus, so when I go to Lost Star Cluster, I am using mainly destroyers. Now, in the very beginning, I highly recommend that this is the path that you focus on into the weapon if you're starting out into the game, because this has this warship build speed and you want to be able to produce as many warship as you can. Now, my tip for you guys, do not stop on production of warship. Produce it every single day. Try to make it, because when there is a war, you are going to be needing all of those warships. So now, what have I done with my command? So initially, when I first started in this game, I was like so hung up on command. Without buff, your leadership in the command is useless. And one thing I want to let you guys know, in the very beginning, in the early stages of the game, the flagship does not give you so much benefit. So when you're in the later stage, when your flagships are ranked higher level, that's the time that you are going to see your benefit into the flagship. Now, the flagship is more like an investment. Okay, so into the command here, as you can see, this is my path. I did not go for this path here because in the Lost Star Cluster, and mainly I use destroyer, so I want to buff up my flagship. So my Hades, Poseidon are getting buffed from here: flagship attack, flagship armor, and flagship shield, and then now we have flagship HP. But this allows us to increase our leadership as well, as you can see, 500, and another leadership increasing here for 1,000. So my path is this for my core module. So if you guys want to copy it, feel free to do it. But this is, again, mainly for destroyer setup. Now, if you are a cruisers, then you will just avoid this. Then you are going to go for the cruisers, which is right here. And this is going to be for the frigs. Now, this is still a one build setup because our core module is not high yet. But eventually, we will max that combat, and it's going to be a 3 fleet setup combo. So now let's talk about my crew, because I have done some major changes into my crew. Well, to me, it's kind of major. So a few things that we have done is that we have removed a few crew. I don't really remember who everyone is, but I have added Peter McConnell here, and I have removed there's a commander here that there's a crew here that I removed, and it was a cruiser guy. I don't remember what the name is, but let's take a look into the cruiser whom I removed, and I put it into captain. Now it's going to be, it's Captain Goodman. So one of the reasons why I did this is because I want to build a destroyer, frigate, and cruiser setup. And in order to do this, I need to change, the captains and bring the captains down. This crew, being into the crew formation doesn't benefit us as much because the skill is mainly for cruisers, and I only run one fleet of cruisers. So that's why we have brought it to be a captain so that it could benefit more. Let's go back into the crew formation in here, and let's kind of talk about what I'm trying to do here. So I removed Captain Goodman, which is heavily in combat. So my combat has decreased a little bit here. Now I do not have this total warship attack for 10%. And I am now short of 1 destroyer. But that's fine because I'm going to work on some of the, crews in here and going to increase that. I'm probably going to work on Madeline next. Just to get it to 25, and it would probably give me a little bit of combat, but probably not going to be enough. But I still have to work on some of the things in here. But so by putting Robbie, Sonny, Nicholas, and not making Robbie as a captain, this is going to allow me to build more warships. Now that I'm T10, it's crucial for me to spam these warships. Now, the reason why I say it's crucial because this is the last leg of the warships. So whenever I do my massive speed build, Robbie, Sonny, Nicholas is here and ready for it. Now, that's not really the biggest thing because I was actually looking for a command and a little bit of a tech boost as well because I have a pretty good amount of combat. Now, in the command, what I'm trying to do in here, I'm trying to increase as much as I can with the flagship attack and as well as leadership boost. So next thing that we're going to do in here is that we're going to be upgrading leadership boost and then flagship attack. And that's going to help us out tremendously. Huge. In the early stages I've mentioned, the flagship isn't going to be as significant as it is at the late game. Flagship attack in the beginning is relatively weak, but since that we are now in a high level, so I have a maxed Hades and maxed Poseidon, my flagship attack is significantly huge and it makes a lot of the contribution into the battlefield. Now, the tech-wise, I have it relatively good in here, but I'm trying to balance it out with the command. So, tech-wise, as you know, we have everything in here. You can just follow through. Of course, we are running Destroyer Missile, and then I'm trying to build that new kinetic fleet, which is going to have this kinetic weapon. And eventually, I'm going to try to do is work my way back from down here way back up, because when you change some crew in here, it's going to mess up with your skill details. The logistic is not as important for me, but this is pretty much my logistics. Here's my combat, which is a heavy destroyer focused. And of course, command, as I've mentioned, we're going to try to focus on flagship attack and eventually getting more leadership, which is going to help us out. Now, I think this is going to be my main formation for crew. If you guys don't know who is here, it is actually Zen Tao. And we're going to try to improve as much. I'm trying to focus a little bit on command right now. And I really want to get these two soon before I work onto my combat and tech again. So I want you guys to take a look into the flagship attack in here. I'm removing everything in here. This is all base. As you guys can see, my flagship attack is 125%. So what we're going to try to do here, I want to show you where things are coming from. We're going to do a full equip here of the gear. All right. And now let's take a look into the flagship attack. As you can see, my flagship attack is unchanged, is 125%. Now, what changes with the gears? With the gears, now you can see your damage output have now increased to 202.9%. So these are some of the information that is crucial for you guys to understand and see where the where the stats are coming from. And here's the thing: when we add a captain, you're going to see significant boost. Now it's a 1.8 million damage output. So huge flagship attack here as well. So now when we go into the stats in here, we are going to see huge benefit. Now it's going to be, you can see flagship attack 363%. Huge, right? Now we're going to try to increase putting this here. Flagship attack should not change from that. So it should be still 363%. Now we're going to add a captain here, which is going to be Bruno. And you see, it's, of course, significant changes again onto the damage output. By the way, if you guys don't know, Hades' base stats on the damage output is pretty high. Let's go back down here. And then let's take a look. 363. And again, it's still 363. So we're getting a huge flagship attack bonus from Lara. Now, that's huge. Now, if I have my command points added into that as well in the future, it's also going to increase my flagship attack. So understanding some of these things in here, how it works, is very important. And looking into the battle reports as well is really crucial. So if we take a look into here, into our outermost crusade battle, if we find my Hades in here, as you guys can see, my Hades have killed about 16,000 and Poseidon have killed 32,000 of the fleets here. Now I'm not quite so sure why the Poseidon did a lot more, because my Hades should be the one who is stronger. So that, if somebody has a better explanation to me, I would definitely love to understand what happened here. But basically the gist of it is that my setup right now, I've made some changes. I've allocated some of my crew into captains because I need to hone in and specialize, with my, my fleets in here. The captains are very important because having your captains is going to increase your leadership, it's going to increase the damages, and it's going to help you out tremendously. So as you can see, I have my 2 captains here that are level 40. I've mentioned this before. I think I don't know how to structure this yet, but I want to make a video specifically on captains and how you guys should do it. But for now, just understand captain is very important. When you're getting to the later stages of the game, you want to consider maxing out your captain's level so you get the maximum benefit onto the power boost, damage boost, and as well as leadership boost. With that being said, guys, thank you guys for watching, my intergalactic friends. This is what's happening with my account currently. If you guys have any content ideas, let us know in the comment section below. This is one of the requests of one of our viewers to kind of talk about what's happening with my setup. Anyway, I'll see you again next time.